So, are you also stuck in this research project phase where you're trying to find a good topic, and every time you come up with a topic, your supervisor says, that's too common or that's already been researched well? So, trust me, I've been there. I'm Maliha, counseling psychologist, recently completed her master's from St. Francis College, Hyderabad, and I recently compiled and submitted my dissertation. And trust me, I have been there. And in this video, I'll break down how to find a good research topic that is very well to do and your research supervisor will love. So watch along till the very end, because at the end I'll give you a few suggestions as to on a few research topic, and I'll give you tips and tricks as to how to find a good research project, population and variables that you can research upon. So watch the video till the very end. Now let's first understand why your topic keeps getting rejected. Firstly, if your topic is too general, like effects of stress on students, or overdone, like depression in adolescents, or vague or unmeasurable, like emotional intelligence in relationships, there are high chances that your supervisor will reject it because it's not specific, it's not measurable, the population is not unique, right? So it is going to be rejected. Now, what the supervisor actually wants from a topic? So they want first a specific population. You need to be very specific about what population you're choosing, and you need to give them the reason that this is why. Okay. Second is a new or a less studied variable, right? And third is a good psychological framework. Do your variables have good psychological framework? Research that upon. Fourth, something relevant to society. You are actually solving something that is going on. So that if it ticks all of these four check boxes, your supervisor will likely like it. Now I'll tell you regarding the my process what finally worked out for me. So instead of so my supervisor told me that stop looking at the problem, look at whom is it affecting. So instead of studying anxiety or depression in general, I narrowed it down and asked myself that who is not being studied enough in these variables, first thing. Then who faces mental health challenges but never gets talked about a lot, right? Then what daily life issues are actually psychological in nature. So I asked these questions when my supervisor gave me that perspective. So that worked. Now let's break it down to how to find a good topic step by step. Okay, so some examples can be, you need to come up with unique populations on whom studies are not there. Like every study you see is done on students, teachers and everything, but few populations that have not been studied, like for example migrant workers, children of single fathers, transgender youth in school, army wives, first generation college students, online content creators or meme page admins, elderly in old age homes, informal workers like street vendors or house helps or security guards. So find a unique population. So step one was finding a unique research population. Step two is pick a variable that's not basic. So instead of depression, anxiety, you can explore resilience, family incivility, digital fatigue, self-stigma, masculine depression, emotional labor, compassion, satisfaction, meaning in life, boredom proneness, attachment to pets, mindful attention, leisure satisfaction, something like on those grounds. Step 3 is look at their day-to-day life. Study them. What makes them unique? Like ask questions like why are they different from others, or what are they emotionally going through, or what social support do they have, or what social support do they lack. Ask these questions, study these populations. So that's your step 3. Once you have all the answers with you, you are done with your population, you know what is lacking in them, what is making them unique, you have all the knowledge. Now it's time to find a gap in the research study. So for that, that's become your step 4, to find a gap in the research. And in that you can use major research database like Google Scholar or ResearchGate, PsycInfo, um, if you're really niche specific, you can get more research papers. There are some AI tools as well from which you can get research papers instantly. I have posted a whole video on AI tools and how it helps, so make sure to go back to my channel and see for that video if you want to get more information on AI tools in research. So find research gap through all of these database research platforms. So that becomes your step 4. And step 5 is frame it right. Okay, you have everything, you have all the research articles, you have saved everything, you have a vast knowledge, you've narrowed it down. Now it's time for you to frame it right, and that is a crucial step. It brings everything into, it just makes sense. So form a proper topic, like a study on self stigma. It's like example, a study on self stigma and perceived social support among first generation male college students in urban India. Now this is very specific, measurable, socially relevant, and also psychological based. Research ideas that research supervisors usually like. So let me give you some examples. First is quality of life in housemates and the role of family support, very relevant. Second is masculine depression and help seeking among Indian athletes, very relevant again. Third could be digital burnout and mindfulness in social media managers. Fourth is self esteem and parental emotional neglect in kids of divorce. Then emotional regulation and attachment in pet owners versus non pet owners. Now, that is like a separate study when you're doing pets. But when you have all these variables, it's also equally important that are you doing a qualitative study or are you doing a quantitative study? Because if you're doing quantitative, you need to also find questionnaires for your variables that is going to measure your variables. It has to be standardized, so that becomes your new challenge. If you're doing qualitative, you can discuss it with your supervisor, they'll be able to guide you through. But this is just a raw general framework that I understood you can follow to come up with a good. Now, just to boost your encouragement a little bit towards the end, I hope you found the video helpful of all the information that I could have gathered from my experience and all the topics and all getting to specific populations and all. I hope all of those insights have helped you and you will be able to come up with an amazing research topic and actually solve something really meaningful in the society. And just to boost your encouragement, it's okay that if you are a few initial few ideas and getting rejected, it does not mean that you are not creative. It just means that you are getting closer to something very meaningful. So really be proud of that. And in research, you need to have that idea, you need to have that, just in a belief that not everything is going to work out. There will be 100 changes, there will be 100 edits and everything, but it is only going to contribute to a meaningful work. So remember that. Some of the things that I would like to share with you is that whenever you are a research student, whether you're doing your bachelor's, master's, PhD, always find to always have that very keen outlook towards how you're living, how the people around you are living. Are they going through something? Are they facing something? So always have that eye to it. Okay, so talk to people, ask them how are they feeling, and scroll psychology Reddit threads on YouTube comments. Real issues live there. Okay, like if something is on trend, like masculine depression was on trend a few days back, so something comes up for you always. Like there are 100 ideas around you, you just need to have an eye for it and use your own life, use your struggles, like something that you want to read upon. Like I had one a friend who wanted to study on married couples, so she was really interested in studying all of those populations, so she came up with brilliant variables around it. So find what really encourages you, because you have to work on this for a long period of time, from 6 months to 1 year or sometimes 2, so you really have to be invested in this. So find what drives you, what curiosity you have, and stick to that. I hope this video helpful, and if you need any more, if you need any mentoring session, or if you are able to write your introduction, discussion, method, or anything, if you need that, you can always reach out to me for one-on-one mentoring session over an email. I'll be putting my email address somewhere over here. You can always reach out to me for that. I can guide you in the research process, and also tell you about the guidelines that you need to follow in order to write a research. Or if you need any other help with your master's journey, you can always reach out to me for one-on-one mentoring session. And also, if you found the video helpful, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share this video, and also follow me on my Instagram, that is Humble Help. I make meaningful content that will help psychology students. That's doing my bit. I hope you like my content, and I hope I give you clarity on how to pick a research topic. Thank you and take care. I hope I'll see you in my next video. Till then, take care.